we all have to pick a team we think Tom Brady is going to play for next year. And I'll take the third pick. We can go snake draft. Nora, you go first.
Think he's going to or think he should?
No, think he's going to. What team will he be on in 2023? Because I think all of us think he's going to play again.
I think most likely is the Raiders.
I'll give my thoughts after. Steven, you go second.
That was my pick, but I'll do a different pick. You know what? I'll go San Francisco. I don't care. I don't care about Brock Purdy. San Francisco.
San Francisco.
The Raiders are my pick, so
that's on my list. I think there's 4 teams, and San Francisco is one of them.
I might as well go bold. She took my first pick.
Man, that was really bold. Brock Purdy hasn't lost yet. He's 7-0.
Just give it time. His time will come.
He's going to be getting all the what was Baker Mayfield doing commercials for?
Progressive.
Yeah, he's going to be getting the Progressive insurance where like in October next year, we'll be like, can you believe Brock Purdy has 3 commercials?
That would be great. They could do a whole like Bay Area housing market thing with that. That's good.
Be good. All right, my pick. So you have 2 picks. Steven basically took 2 picks. What's your backup pick, Nora?
My backup pick would be the Dolphins.
Okay, so the Dolphins are my main pick. My backup pick is Carolina.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just put Houston out there as like just kind of putting them over there just in case Sean Payton goes there, and who knows? I think they have a ton of picks. They could trade one of them for Peyton, and it does feel like Peyton and Brady might be a package deal. But if he actually wants to win the title and go with Sean Payton, it's not New Orleans, because New Orleans, it's been well documented what their situation is cap-wise. I thought Carolina was good, and ironically, what are the odds? We have a Carolina Panthers fan on this podcast, Stephen Ruiz. Like, you have to admit they have talent. It's not inconceivable that if they got Brady and they did 2 other things in the NFC, that's like a top 3 seed. What do you think of that one, Steven?
I mean, I would be down for it as a Panthers fan. They have the offensive line. They have some good receivers. The defense is young. I mean, I could see it if they get the right coach. I don't know if they're going to get the right coach, and I also think like David Tepper's the kind of owner that Brady could kind of like have some power, some real power in that organization. So I could see like he ceded power to Matt Rule of all people. So Brady walks in there, he's giving the keys to the franchise.
I think Miami is most realistic because I'm sorry, but I just find it hard to believe Tua is going to play football again after he had 3 concussions in the span of 2 months. Maybe
I do too.
I've
been afraid to say that on pods, but I'm going to say it now. I totally agree with you, Bill.
I'm going to say it right now. How many concussions is enough before we all go, whoa, that was too many? Do we need to get to 4? Do we need to get to 6? And everyone's saying that first concussion, well, no, that wasn't technically a concussion. It's like, okay, cool. Well, he wobbled and had to take a knee, and that fit the profile of any concussion I've ever watched in a football game. And then he got another one 3 days later, 4 days later. So I'm going to say that first one was probably a concussion. But like, what is he going to have? What if he has another next year? Like, how do you even? My guess would be that maybe he takes a year off, and maybe Brady comes in as the stopgap for a year. But Nora, is their line good enough? Does that fit the profile for him?
I mean, that's more of we know the relationship with the owner, and we know that they tried to do it once, so maybe they would try to do it again. And you like the offensive weapons. The line is the question. I mean, Carolina offensive line in much better shape than Miami. And then I think the other thing that you have to think about is that if I could pick, I would much rather be in the NFC as Tom Brady at this point than in the AFC, where you have to deal with all of those quarterbacks. But Miami lifestyle, he's already in Florida.
Kids are there already. 2 of them.
The kids are there. There's definitely a lot to that. And then I think they're going to need a quarterback. And for everything that they've done to put that roster in a Super Bowl window outside of the quarterback position, I don't think that Ross and everybody there is just going to say, oh, well, whoops, this thing happened with Tua. So shoot, now we have Tyreek and we made that move and we spent all this money, but guess it's over. Like, they're going to try to do something. Everything that we know about how they behave says that they're going to try to do something, and says that the last time they tried to do that, it was with Tom Brady. So that makes a lot of sense to me. The other one that I would throw out there is the Jets. Garrett Wilson.
I test drove that take about a week and a half ago, and everybody went bonkers. They'd have to get rid of their coach and hire Sean Payton, I think, would have to be part of it.
Yeah.
Him just going to the Jets on his own seems weird to me. Steven, I don't think Vegas happens.
Can I explain my Vegas pick? I don't think he should go. I don't think he should go to Vegas, but I think he would talk himself into Vegas and talk himself into being able to win in Vegas because of Josh McDaniels. They have Devontae. The offensive line isn't good, but they had a running game. They have some weapons. And I think Tom Brady is someone who, I think he's self-aware, but I don't think he realizes his limits and what he could bring to a team. And I think, I don't know, he's overconfident. Look at his business ventures, like 80 for Brady. No one, that's like a heat check. No one else does that. I think Brady could talk himself into winning in Vegas.
Sally Field's going to carry that movie.
I think it's too far away from the fam. I don't think him and McDaniels are nearly as close as people seem to think they are. And I don't think that's a team that is able to they're 2 moves away. That team needs a lot of work.
No, they're not. Yeah.
They need to figure out, can they trade Carr for anything? They need to figure out the defense. Nora, you wrote about some of this stuff. When was that, today? Didn't you
last night.
Did you write about it? Yeah, you had something like, I don't know. I just don't feel like you're in a division with Mahomes and Herbert.
That's the hard part.
So Carolina seems tiny to me. Like, it's an even tinier market than Tampa. But at the same time, it's in the South. It's in the NFC, same division. He knows all the teams. And goddamn, I thought the Panthers were pretty good. I know I like basically sunk with the ship. I did hit my 6.5 over, but I felt like that team easily could have won 10 games. I can name 3 games they should have won right now off the top of my head. And I thought they had talent. And even like what happens if Horn doesn't get hurt for that Tampa game? Like, they probably win the division, and they would have done better against Dallas than Tampa did, I think.
Yeah, and that was bad coaching. Losing that Tampa game was like totally on Wilkes. And I agree with you. I think the only reason that you ended up sinking is because they didn't have a quarterback. And when you have a limited quarterback who can only do a certain amount of things, there's an expiration date on it. And we saw that happen in Carolina. The offense fell off a cliff after that Lions game.
Well, and they've become the early buzz team is like, if I were a coaching candidate, Carolina may be at the top of the list, which I don't know that I saw coming, but it does make sense. There's a lot of good young players. You've got an owner who will pay if he needs to. So if you're Sean Payton, and if Brady feels like that as a package deal would be his dream situation.
I like the owner. I think I like what I've read about him. And I think all these owners come in and they fail in the first couple of years. They think they know what they're doing and they don't, and they have to learn the hard way. But I think he'll spend the money, which if you're in Carolina, that's probably the only thing you want. Like I said on Sunday, I told Sal that I was pretty sure they weren't going to fire Brandon Staley, the Chargers, because I think they're too cheap. And so what happened on Monday? They fired the OC. They fired the QB coach. Brandon Staley's coming back. They don't want to pay 2 coaches. At least Carolina has shown that guy will spend the money. That guy's like, spent all that money on Matt Rose. Like, all right, go ahead, leave. And I'll just pay for another coach. So